And we are live. I forgot to set up my live message shit. Oh no. Oh no. Stream watcher. I'm wearing my Warcraft outfit. That's not right. Why? What made me think that Shift 1 would be a good place to put my hotkeys? We're off to a great start. Alright. And it's out. We're good to go. I can get back to a normal looking outfit. Perfectly fine. And now, we wait. Oh, man. Again, just in case the title didn't update. Howdy, pub. Satisfactory day. I still don't. I mean, it's better than last time. I think it's. I don't think it's quite. I still think sat is you know the perfect format there. C8 arrow. Already time for saturation satisfactorily. The satis got me acting unfactory. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome once again. For what will surely be a, what's the word I'm looking for? Protracted? That doesn't sound right. A shorter episode. I saw you reading Umi Pico yesterday, or earlier. Yep, I'm all caught up for stream today. So, looking forward to it. Going for the usual raid as soon as Joe goes live. I can't wait. Very excited. Very invested in Umineko. My god, the cult got you. Listen, the cult has had me for quite some time now. It was just a matter of me finally getting the literature and reading it myself. So, there we are. All caught up. Ready to go. I was not expecting to get caught up that fast, but it turns out that whenever you're reading live on stream, you don't actually get that much reading done in a 4-hour period. And whenever you're reading it yourself, you can get it done pretty fast in comparison. So it was actually pretty easy to catch up. Granted, I did skip all of episode 1 because I saw the stage play and also watched Joe's streams for it, but you get what I'm saying. Episode 2, pretty good to catch up. Either way, don't lie, I saw the 4 hours in-game Umineko counter on your Discord. Yeah, you will note, of course, that mine was only 4 hours, whereas in order for Joe to get where I am now, it took him 12. Curious. As a great scholar, Scott Steiner once said, the numbers don't lie. Alright. Umineko speedrunner, absolutely. Listen, I know if Theodore Roosevelt were still alive today, rest in peace to the GOAT, I think. I don't know, maybe he had some shit that he did wrong, but I know he did a lot of good things with national parks. But Lord knows, if Theodore Roosevelt were alive, he would fucking annihilate the visual novel speed reading scene. My man would read Umineko in an afternoon. There's no way you could stop that motherfucker. Light work. For the former president of the United States of goddamn America. Anyway, after that small bit of patriotism welling in me for a president who could read fast, welcome, one and all, to another episode of Satisfactory Saturday. I'll be honest, I have completely lost track of what is going on with the factory. I think, I mean, we got some stuff done. I just keep forgetting what hasn't happened, like what I have shown and what I haven't shown. But we'll figure it out. Either way, let's get right into it. And then I can, you know, it's the kind of stream where I can banter as I work. I will say I'm currently a little bit aimless. Well, no, I'm not a little aimless. My next goal is to get aluminum production. Oh, no, 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 don't look, don't look. We're gonna respawn, so we're gonna respawn. Get in uniform, thank you, thank you. Good to go? Okay. So, we have a couple new things that you might notice. We're gonna switch that to packaged liquid biofuel. Let's get on over there. Still, no additions have been made to Slug Island recently, which I really should get back on. I want to build a what is it? Roller coaster at some point. Concrete factory is fully spun up. I showed that off last time. I think I have some DNA that I can drop off. And I need to route this coal somewhere. I think I'm going to route it over in that direction, back where I built my first steel factory. And I'm just going to make like a steel resource factory there. I have been spending a lot of my coupons lately. You'll see why. And I have no materials to break down, so we're good to go. Get on in there. I found out also, I haven't built one yet, but you can build multiple of these. The introduction to it made me think that if you put multiple on the same, like, in the same circuit, it would explode and cause the fuse to blow. That's not the case. That's not the case at all. So, I need to build more of those because they're quite good. Onward to the main event. Still very proud of that factory. I started building sulfuric acid there. I don't have anywhere to go with it, but it exists. It exists. And over here, we have what is now, essentially, minus some cosmetic enhancements that will be coming later, the completed weapons manufacturing plant. Sulfuric acid exists. Alright. So this place has, it's expanded quite a bit, as you may be able to see from last time. I think whenever I was last showing this off, maybe just the refineries existed. And now, I love that you're finally embracing offset rotations. Yeah, it's quite nice. Going for a lot more stuff. Although there are a lot of like little structures around my map that have offset rotation. I'll show off a couple of them if I can remember where they are. Either way, here is the full production line. All right, so it starts here. This is where everything converges. So we've got 3 trucks that we met last time. Perfect timing. There she is. Everyone say hi to Tractor Chan. She's still doing her best. She's doing a fantastic job. Look at her go. There she goes, dropping off more copper sheets. We got sulfur, iron pipes, copper sheets. We have the petrol coke that comes in, and that powers all of the tractors. Comes up through this way, splits off to all 3 so they get fuel, and copper sheets, steel pipes, and sulfur. All come this way. And here is our production line. So, we've got 6 assemblers, ratioed to use a full line of sulfur and... Why could I not? Coal. I think I probably could have made more. Or no, I used the capacity that my extractors, my miners could build. So we've got 3 of them making compacted coal, which is used later in the production line. And we've got 3 of them making black powder. Right? Comes in here. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I was just riffing. But, again, the cosmetics of this haven't really been decided. So we have the copper sheets coming this way. Steel pipes go up. Black powder goes down into a large, I believe, 12 machine manifold line to make nobelisks by combining the steel pipes and the black powder. But of course, this is where the steel pipes end, because we don't have a use for them later in the line. However, the black powder we still have use for. So we have the manifold split back and merge back with the bus. That's right, folks. Bus-chan is back. Welcome back, Bus-chan. As you can see, Nautilus production goes this way, and then once it's full, the way that this works is essentially the entire factory is one large manifold line. Alright? So once this is completely saturated with Nautilusks and no longer needs to produce any more, that means that the full 240 black powder remerges with the line and can be used at its full capacity down here, where we are making smokeless powder. We've got... how many is that? 12 refineries, making a total of, let's see, 20 times 12, 240 smokeless powder. For my weapons, I relied on stockpiling, plus running constantly to make exactly one machine of everything. That was the plan originally, was to make one machine of everything, and then I realized it would be more fun if it were bigger. So take that out of context as you please. There are a lot of very interesting, I will say, splitter and merger arrangements I have created in order to keep this bus flowing throughout the factory cleanly. I am particularly proud of this one that has the one belt slightly raised so that they can stay flush, and then this doesn't have to clip. It can go right on in where it's needed. Good to go. The smokeless powder, which comes in through here. We, of course, have our heavy oil residue coming in, and I am really fond of these vertical loops. I have been using these vertical loops quite a lot lately. I don't really think loops are needed when I have everything ratioed that well, or ratioed in the way that it is, but I like to add loops just as a general redundancy. They're nice to have. So, that's our smokeless powder, and then, of course, the bus continues. This time, though, our Nautilusks and our smokeless powder are going to turn right so that we can make cluster Nautilusks, which are an improved version, more helpful, more useful for clearing out forests or large sections of rock. And once again, just like with the regular Nautilisk production line, once this is full, the full capacity of these Nautilusks and smokeless powder remerge with the bus here, which is now 5 wide. Here's where things get really interesting. Okay? Now, we have to make turbofuel and rifle ammo. And then eventually, once I have aluminum production set up, turbo rifle ammo. So here is that. Okay? So, we'll start with the smokeless powder, which comes up pretty simply here. It doesn't actually go through this splitter, but I have that splitter there just because it looks better. Splitter goes down into the manifold. Oh, my ears are ringing something fierce. That's nice. Goes down into the manifold here for these 3 constructors for rifle ammo. And then, of course, comes back around and merges back down to rejoin the bus. Then we have copper sheets, which simply make a left turn, stick along the ground, curve around, and remerge. A much simpler path for them. And then compacted coal has to take a much more roundabout path, which is the reason why this totem exists. Goes up, usually, or rather before, it just went up and over. However, it also went up, and in the perfect little lineup here, needs to come down this way for the Turbofuel refineries. Right? Which means that, of course, this entire line is making fuel from all of this extra heavy oil residue we have left over that doesn't need to be used, to maximize our smokeless powder output. So we've got, how many refineries is this? I think 8. 8 refineries, producing a total of 40 times 8, 320 fuel, right? So not all of that. I believe only 112 of that is being used to create turbofuel, because this is maximized for the amount of compacted coal we have rather than the amount of fuel we have. So that turbofuel is getting processed, and then it is getting packaged using plastic, which is created from all of the residual polymer resin from all of our heavy oil production. So this is making, I believe, 100 containers per minute, which is the exact amount that we need to package all of this turbo fuel, which means we are making 100 packaged turbo fuel per minute. I wish you could sensibly do prioritized fluid overflow to burn stuff. Yeah, that's... I'm going to have to make a fluid... what is it? A fluid junction. So that I can try and prioritize it for what's going on there. Because I'll show you how I have this factory spinning up. Either way, turbo fuel, we now have full turbo fuel production. And then this is an interesting solution, I will call it. Very innovative, one might say. So, turbo fuel turns right, goes in here, splits off into this manufacturer, which will be making turbo rifle ammo. Then it comes up, curves back around, over its own line, down, over, joins with the bus. Which means that this line here, when I can get it all set up and I have drones in production, will carry aluminum casings. I'm going to set a drone deposit point here. And that's going to come in this way, curve down and around, right on in. And of course, the rifle ammo goes here, up, down, over, in, up, around, back down, right to the bus. Are you putting turbo fuel into a depot? I am, yes. So now that we will have turbo fuel whenever we want to use our jetpacks. Delicious lasagna over here, layered and everything. Right? I mean, it looks like spaghetti. Actually, it doesn't even look like spaghetti at a glance. I feel like it's really condensed. Apparently, a lot of people don't build like this, from what I have seen. I love to condense my stuff like this. So it's very, very compact, which is extremely satisfying to me. But right now, everything is being produced at full capacity. And then, of course, we want the factory to continue running. Because if anything ever gets taken out of a depot, we need to make sure that the factory is running so that it can replace it. Which means, specifically, these fluids need to have a place to go. Or rather, some fluids need to have a place to go to make sure that the essential machines, the turbo fuel and the heavy oil residue ones, rather, are still running. So, in order to make sure, without using a sink, because a sink would actually create problems for the manifold production line, that the factory is still running at all times, my solution was to siphon not only the excess fuel that isn't being used for the turbo fuel, but whenever this is maxed out in production, all of the excess turbo fuel is going to be coming down underneath this sink for the residual polymer resin. And this, of course, hasn't been decided yet aesthetically. But all of the excess fuel is coming down across the bridge and over to a set of 16 fuel generators over here that I think fits quite nicely in this little nook there. That's 16 fuel generators, each producing 250 times 16. Sorry, 250 times 16. Creating a total of what I'm calling 4,000 residual power. Because again, why aren't you unpackaging the excess turbo fuel cans and burning them? Huh. You know, I didn't think to do that. In my mind, originally I set up these generators, these fuel generators, because we had excess fuel that wasn't being burnt, right? Which even without the factory being fully spun up and needing to burn excess, was causing a lot of production line issues with the production of polymer resin. Because, if you didn't know, most of these heavy oil residue refineries are being used on this fuel. Only 5 of them are being used for the smokeless powder here, right? So in order to get the most polymer resin, or rather enough polymer resin to make sure that all of the machines are still spun up at maximum capacity as needed, or rather enough to produce however much we needed, it was more essential to make sure that the fuel was being properly burned. Don't do that. I mean, it is a solution. How much does Turbofuel produce more power? Because if that's the case, I could, you know, have multiple lines, and then I would have 10 generators about that are fueled by regular fuel, and then I could create more down the line that are fueled by all of the excess turbo fuel. Your limiter is compact coal, I see. Interesting. Alright. I did the calculations. Gotcha, gotcha. Well, we could always make more if we increase the production. But either way, with the exception of turbo ammo, I believe this factory is functionally complete. And I'm very, very proud of how it turned out. This is delightfully compact right here. I'm very proud of how everything remerges back into the bus. It's so nice to have a bus again. God, when I go back to fucking Factorio, I'm gonna have a field day. Oh, it's gonna be so nice to play that game and actually understand what the hell is going on. Oh, that's gonna be delightful. I mean, it'll definitely be harder. This is certainly an easier game than Factorio, if only because the resources are infinite. Space Age or Riot? Well, get the fucking torches and pitchforks ready, buddy. You've rediscovered your bussy tendencies. Yes, I suppose I have. I suppose I have. It does make me sad that this bus isn't complete, but eventually. Eventually. I don't think Merrick is here yet. So, perhaps he will be one day. Also, I don't think Factorio is harder, to be honest. It's just different. I think it is different in such a way that it will make it difficult for me. However, I will say, I have been in a very good mood lately. And it's for reasons Ultra Cube is better than Space Age IMO. Interesting. I have no idea what that is, but I'm glad that there's discourse, because that means that chat will engage with you. Also, welcome, first-time chatter. Either way, I have been in a very good mood lately. Don't play... See? That's exactly what I said, right? Am I good or what? Huh? Huh? Really got this Twitch chat stuff down now, don't I? Almost like I'm a professional at this point. Either way, again, like I said, I've been in a very good mood lately, and part of it has to do with Satisfactory. I came to a realization the other day that honestly, it definitely borders slightly on arrogance, I won't lie. When I think of how to phrase it, it really, really sounds extremely fucking arrogant, but it's kind of where I'm at right now. I realized self-confidence is listen, the degree to which I have it feels like arrogance compared to the confidence I have displayed throughout my entire life previously. I have essentially realized that I can pretty much do anything. So long as I really, really want to. And what made me realize that is, ironically, or not ironically, strangely, what about Beat Me at Tekken? Listen, buddy, we've run the sets. I have won before. Alright? So that's already a known variable. Anyway, what made me realize that was playing Warcraft 3, alright? And it's a chain of things that I'm only now connecting. a manifold of self-confidence, if you will allow me to be so disgustingly on point with the metaphor there. Basically, I never thought that I would be able to play or enjoy an RTS. And then, by the end of Warcraft 3, I was both playing and enjoying it, and I wasn't just playing it, I think I was doing pretty damn good by my own standards. Pub, there is actually an emote now. I don't know, you weren't here for the last emote. It's in there. JC curses. Or rather, Jelly C25 curses. I realized, that's something I never thought that I would be able to do. And by the end of it, I was doing pretty damn good at it. And then I thought back to Satisfactory, and I was like, I also never thought that I could even slightly enjoy an automation game like this. I thought that it would just be way too much to keep up with. And now here I am, making this, and fully understanding everything that is going on here, with all of that. Right? You're a Sisyphus posting right now? Listen, buddy, we're all pushing a rock up a hill. Alright? It's not a bad thing to acknowledge it. He gets stronger! Oh my god, no. I fucking hate that video so much. Anyway, never thought I could play an RTS. Now it's real-time Stratathon. Warcraft 3 was a great time. Never thought I could enjoy an automation game, and now I'm enjoying Satisfactory to the point that it's probably my most played game in a long time. And I'm also really excited to go back to Factorio. And another big one, for the longest time, I really never thought that I would be able to drive, because I was absolutely terrified of that. And now it's, like, I do it often enough that it's just mundane. And I enjoy that. I've talked multiple times before on stream about enjoying the mundanity of driving to a significant degree, right? So, all that taken into consideration just made me realize, there are all of these things that for the longest time I told myself that I could never do. And then one by one, without even thinking about it, just fucking knocked them out. No sweat. I can just do all of those things now. And it got me thinking, I mean, who's to say that anything else I've been telling myself that I can't do is also impossible? Right? Who's to say that literally anything else is as difficult or as out of my grasp as I really thought that it was? Guy with a master's degree discovers the concept of... Listen! That's exactly how dire this is! I have 2 college degrees! 2 of them! Granted, one of them is in English, so that doesn't really count. But a master's degree is a master's degree, alright? That's nothing to turn your nose up at, right? And even then, I'm sitting there going, I don't know, maybe it was just a fluke. So, I have been, after realizing that, trying to apply myself to a lot of things that for the longest time I kind of told myself that, at this point, I just couldn't do them, or, maybe I'll get to it somewhere down the line. And it's been going pretty well. The big one that I am trying to establish right now is that I have finally been indoctrinated into the Gym Bro cult that Joe has established since his return. I'm not quite going for a full workout. I'm not doing anything insane. I'm not going to the gym. I don't have any weights. I'm not really doing any specific exercises. All I'm doing right now is trying to establish a routine of every day 30 minutes on the treadmill. And I'm not too far into it, and again, I want to try not to talk about it too much, because I know that I have the kind of brain where if I share something too much, then I will start to, like, my brain will start to say that that task is complete. Like, if you're an artist, you know that sometimes when you share a sketch or a work in progress, sometimes something will just happen with your motivation for creating it, where you'll say, I've shared it, people have reacted to it, I've gotten the response that I was looking for in creating this, and so it's done, even though it's not done. And then it might never get finished as a result, right? And so I haven't formed that habit yet. I know I haven't formed that habit yet. But I can say that I feel really good about it. I feel very excited in a way that I have not really felt before about it. And I really, really, really want to stick with it, which is a very new feeling. So I'm hoping that I can stick with it and it will become a routine. And in order to apply those hopes, I am doing everything I can to stick with it. So things are going good. Everything's looking pretty good for Jelly right now. I gotta say, I have been in probably the best mood I have been in years this past week or so. So I'm doing very, very good. I do, you know, there are of course some doubts about whether or not this is just like, you know, some brief, not so much a spout of mania, but you know, there's always a little bit of that worry. But I feel good about it, and I'm gonna chase that feeling for as long as my body will let me, and then I'll try a little harder because I'm in control right now, which is nice. Now that flagrant self-flagellating, not flagellating, what's the opposite? Self-congratulating, there we go, is out of the way. Let me show off this little design that I'm also proud of. So I wanted to get power to all these machines, and I wanted to do it in a way that looked nice. And I also felt like, for too long now, I have sort of defaulted to these floor-based power rails in between a lot of machines. And don't get me wrong, I like these a lot. They look good, that's why I use them so much, right? They're nice and compact, they keep everything out of the way, makes the factory look nice and clean. But I wanted something a little more interesting for these pipelines. And so I thought, is there a way that I can set up power at each junction in a way that looks nice? So we've got here 4 stackable conveyor pulls, and then a power pole in the middle, and then a beam connector down there. And so this is just a power pole junction, I think is what I called the blueprint. Where is it? Automation... Pipeline power brace is what I called it. But essentially, whenever I have pipeline like this, or something like that, I can just put a power pole brace down like that. Simple little design, but it looks quite nice. I experimented for a bit with putting belts on it to try and, you know, make it a little more symmetrical and cover up. You know, and honestly, that doesn't look bad. It makes it look less like the pole is going directly through there. However, I don't love that. So I'm not going for it. Why do you say it like that? Why do I say what like that? Power pole brace? Power pole. It's a pole. How am I supposed to say pole? Like, do you want what sort of it's a pole. It's a pole. It's pronounced the same way as pole. Power pole. It's like slightly elongated on the O. Is this some sort of Finnish fucking enunciation tech that I don't know about because I'm not from Finland? I'm from America where we pronounce things wrong. And then the rest of the world just submits. You're being a little Pennsylvanian about it, but that's okay. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. Sometimes I do forget that I don't know if I have a distinctly Pennsylvania accent. Soda or pop? I say soda. I should say pop, geographically, but soda just sounds better to me. I should say pop. Like I'm defying some sort of fate placed upon me. I feel like the pop faction has died out over the years. When I was a kid, everyone said pop. My dad still says pop. My pop says pop, if you will. I think I still say pop every once in a while, but soda is the default that I go for there. See, now I'm a little listless, because I said the big banter thing that I was going for. And then I also showed off all the factory and all its little intricacies. Again, I don't know if you've been able to tell by the past, like, 17 factories I've built. I am just a little obsessed with these vertical loops. Something about the way that this is constructed just really tickles my fancy. And I gotta say, it's not something, it's that it's compact. If I can find a way to make a design more compact and fill that space effectively, oh, you better bet I'm going for it. I mean, look at this, man. Look at this. Oh, that's beautiful. We have all the Factorio Chans back in one place. Bus Chan and Loop Chan. And I'd say, honestly, she's looking better than ever. Way back when, built the loop, I'd say we've done a pretty good job of improving the loop. Personally, I think we've done her proud. Bus Chan has lost weight. She's just on a cut right now. She'll bulk up later, don't worry. We'll be back to Factoria, then she'll be on a bulk. Where's my girl Purple Truck Chan? She's still at it. Let's go see her real quick. Hard at work, she is. See, any of them at the drop-off point right now? No. Okay. They must be coming back then. I was gonna say let's use Turbofuel, but as far as like traveling laterally, there's no reason to use Turbofuel. Turbofuel is for vertical. Anytime Purple Truck Chan isn't on screen, people should be asking, where's Purple Truck Chan? There's the Iron Man one. Let's see, where is she? Where is she? Is she about to make her loop? There she is! Here she comes! The smartest, most hardworking girl in the world. It was a great turn, honey. Good job. Man. Look at that. Beautifully compact right there. Lovely highway. Great highway, even. Oh, this was a satisfying build. I still need to redesign, as far as aesthetics, I need to fix the, what is it? The sulfur pickup point. Because it looks a little downtrodden compared to that. Where's Purple Truck Chan? Oh no. The Chan has been drawn as a child, but it's the chat that has the object permanence of one. I make myself laugh way too much these past couple of streams. I am... You can really tell I'm in a good mood because holy shit, I have had the giggles every single stream these past couple of streams. That's not even a bit, that's just you saying words. See, we gotta use this whole area for something though. We got 4 pure iron deposits here that I'm wondering what I could use it for. There's gotta be something in this next level of production that requires some complicated iron. Actually, here's what I'm thinking. I don't know what it requires. We're gonna... Oh, good job. We're just gonna respawn because that's the fastest way to get home. So, I'll need to unlock it first, but we need to get, at this point, advanced aluminum production. Fused modular frame. So this is gonna I think this is the most complicated recipe. No. It's part of the most complicated recipe in the game, because I think fused modular frames get used to make nuclear pasta. Or rather, fused modular frames get used to make a pressure conversion cube, and then that pressure conversion cube gets used to make nuclear pasta. Which is a lot. But I have come this far, so I know that I'll make it to the end. We are at the finish line. If I'm not mistaken, Phase 4 is the last phase of Project Assembly. Which is, again, not something that I ever expected to get to. But I have a couple, so let's see, hold on. As far as my checklist, I'm just gonna get rid of geothermal power. I feel like we've satisfied that. And weapons manufacturing, check. Turbo ammo, we gotta get aluminum production spun up. Gotta go prep for stream jelly. See you soon. Wish me luck. Good luck, Mouse. You got this. You and Joe got this. Let's see here. Definitely aluminum next. Alright, it will be done. It shall be done. Okay. So that's done. The only reason I'm wondering, I feel like I've really been putting off heavy modular frames and computers. I know I need them in abundance for these next couple of recipes. So I'm starting to feel a little bit of that strain. But I will show you, again, part of the reason why I do want to maybe do heavy modular frames next is twofold. One, I want a reason to expand and finish this highway that I'm working on. And, oh man, the oil rig turned out so good. Over here, I have created a massive refinery already for all of this iron here. And I don't, like, I think I just got the belt capacity to carry it. Right, I just got Mark V belts. And I think I have this set up in such a way where it is... This is making 65, so 65, how many are there total here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 20. So then we have 650 on each of these lines. Which means... this is why I haven't finished building this yet. I know that I have 650 on each of these lines. And I planned on making heavy modular frames here. But now that I know that the fused compacted frames are going to need heavy modular frames in abundance, I'm wondering if I should, like, upscale the production here. That's why I haven't really expanded out on this one, but I got it all set up. I don't know if Waxix is here. Waxix? I'm not really sure. In Jads. But I tried explaining the concept of a water tower to some people who are new to the game, just because it's a very useful way for making sure you just don't have flow issues, right? So this is a very basic water tower for those of you who haven't seen one or maybe wondering how it works. So water gets pumped up here, goes into this buffer. Doesn't necessarily need to go into the buffer. However, it does feel like a nice little, top point there, right? Actually, you can do Factorio thing of naming train stations the same thing. That's very easy logistics for having multiple frame producers. Interesting. Anyway, so the way that this works is that fluid dynamics in this game function in such a way that water flows and fills downward from its highest point, right? If it needs to flow upward, it requires a certain amount of head lift, which can be produced by pumps. However, once it gets to that highest point, that is now the highest point in that pipeline, right? And all of the water is technically flowing down from this highest point. And so, if I have a factory, say, that's over there, which is pretty high off the ground from this level of elevation down here where the water is being produced. And I don't want to put a bunch of pumps along the pipeline. What I can do is build this, a water tower, right? So instead of having a bunch of pumps, I have one pump that goes all the way up here to this heightened elevation, which, as you can see, is above all of the pipes later in the production line, which means that everything forward, everything from this point onward, is flowing down and will automatically be filled, because that's the way fluid dynamics work, right? So even though it flows down and then goes up and up and up and up, because that's still all below the water tower, it's still filling that volume. Because that's how water works. Or liquid in any way, really. Gravity is a bitch, but you are the master. Let's not go that far, alright? We've already had our daily ego trip. Okay? I won't pretend to have dominion over gravity, okay? That's the one bitch I will never disrespect. Thank you very much. As for where to go from here, I'm not really sure what we can do in an hour. I think what we should do... I have cluster nobelisks now, don't I? I do. Hold on. I'm just gonna... I don't need this. Take a stack. Sort. Cluster nobelisks. I think our next task is aluminum production. The water thing also applies in real life, but crucially, if you do it wrong, your pipe explodes. Yeah. That is how water works. Except, you know, obviously, there's a few more dynamics at play to consider. But in this world of play, all you need to worry about is it higher than the lowest point? Fluid dynamics, you might even say. Exactly. Actually, while I'm here, I've been wanting to clear this out for a while now, and it's full of spiders, so bombs away! That didn't work. Let's try that again. Off we go! Nice. Hey guys. Everyone having a good time there? Hey buddy. I'm sorry, I have a rifle now. So... you don't really matter. Also, I should probably just be shooting you with regular rifle ammo. Not the homing stuff. Tracking ammo is a very, very weak and bad. Yes. Yeah, I can hear you in the wall. I can hear you scuttling around in the wall. You're gonna clip out at any moment, and it's gonna scare the fuck out of me. I'm not looking forward to it. Why do I also feel like there might be... Here's what I'm gonna do. The one trick they don't want you to know. Fighters hate him. Find out how this pioneer completely avoids combat in a cave with one simple trick. Right there. Nicely done. I really don't like the way this place looks at all. Another one. Like, these look like biters. They look like calcified biters. And I don't like that. It's cool. I hate it. They seem like they are. Yeah. Yeah, I'm almost certain that's what they are. And that's why I don't like it. Ugh. I do not like being in here at all. Like, it's triggering my fight or flight reflex, and I gotta say, I got my fucking ticket and I'm waiting at my baggage claim. Alright, I'm getting the fuck out of here. There we go. Alright, that was nice. And that's why you spread power across the entire map, folks. Where am I going? Right, to Spider Town. We're going to Spider County. Because we're going to bomb it from above. I would like to find a nice place to, talk. I'd like to find a nice place to start aluminum production. I believe one of the best spots for it might be, like, directly near, where I have the weapons manufacturing plant, which would be convenient, because that's the first place I can think that actually needs aluminum, for my purposes. But I do not know. I'll tell you one thing that confuses me, really. Let me find it here, because I've had it marked on my map for quite some time now. Well, hold on. I don't know why I'm doing this. That's what the zip line's for. There we go. I do love that even with, like, all of the mobility tools I have, that one's still getting some use. Feels nice that nothing really becomes irrelevant. Like, I at one point believed that getting the hover pack would just make everything else irrelevant, but the jetpack is faster, and, you know, whenever the jetpack doesn't have enough verticality or lift, the zipline gets you traveling across your lines really easily. Nice. It's really cool. And instead of, like, you know, one thing superseding the other, they all add on to one another and enrich each other. It's really cool. I gotta clear those out while I'm here. So here's the thing. Right? This is a pure bauxite node. Okay? Which, naturally, if I'm building a starter factory, probably seems like the starting point. You should probably look for a pure version of that resource so that you have more to work with, right? There's just one, or rather two problems. Namely, that once I finish clearing this out, we'll check out the production line for aluminum. So, aluminum, scrap. Let's see. First, you turn bauxite into alumina solution. Alright? Which you need water for. And you'll notice, it's quite high up on a cliff. Granted, we have plenty of ways to get water up there. And there's also some water over in the Red Forest that I could route the bauxite to. But it's inconvenient, right? Next problem, however, is the more concerning one. Namely, once we have that alumina solution, we need to combine it, rather, with coal. And let me just scan for coal real quick. Or rather, I don't need to scan. I have enough towers. You can see that the closest coal is there. Which, thinking about it, really, what's going on there? Coal there as well. There's a petroleum coke recipe instead. Ooh, that could be good. Problem solved by Purple Truck Chin. If there's a petroleum coke recipe, you could use some oil to make plastic, use the heavy residual oil to make polymer resin, and use the... Well, no, you would want the heavy residual oil to make petroleum coke. You turn the plastic into packaging, and then you could make packaged water and packaging right there, so that you'd be able to just bring the petroleum coke and packaged water to bauxite. That could be interesting. If only there were a place where both coal and bauxite were in the same place. Yeah, if only. If only. I am looking at this, though. I could reasonably route it here to where the geysers are. because they meet sort of in the middle there. It would be a little inconvenient. And if I'm doing that, I might as well go there to there, but that's normal. That's normal. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. For now, give me a quick 10-15 minutes. Gotta go to the restroom real quick. I will return shortly, although we don't have much time left of the stream. See you in a bit. 5-10 minutes, probably. I'm back. Hello. Hi. I have returned. Alright, good to go, good to go. So, let's see here. Where is purple truck? You know what? Give me a moment here. Vehicles? I wish we could individually hide these. Hold on. Where is she? Where is she? Should be able to see her. Where is she? Oh, there they are. There they go. That is... Okay, when I look at it on the map like that, that really is a massive amount of distance they're covering. Damn. Okay, well, maybe not. Well, no. That's a pretty big distance they're covering. That's like from the middle of one biome to the middle of another. That's pretty significant. Let's see, which one is purple truck, Chan? That one there. There she goes. Making a left turn. Let's see what this looks like on the map. She's gonna do great, I bet. She's gonna do great. Waiting for the moment of truth. Oh! Holy shit, what? She nailed it! Amazing! Alright. If I had to guess, then, based on that information, whenever the trucks are out of render distance, so that the game doesn't have to, like, consistently, like, always keep them rendered to some degree, and therefore always keep that part of the world rendered to some degree, they probably have it so that, like some version of the truck just goes directly along the checkpoints that have been set at a fixed rate. Right? Or rather, at the speed which has been set by that path. So rather than watching it physically make that turn, whenever I'm not there, it's just going checkpoint to checkpoint. Perfectly, in that sense. Okay, so... She's so smart when no one is watching. She's just got anxiety and performs worse when observed? Oh no. We'll help her through it. Okay, so... more poison caves that I would like to clear out. Hold on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a minute. AIM Labs? The fuck? I thought this was an NA AIM stream. What the hell just happened there? Okay, where is my closest power pole that I can draw from? Because I would not like to go in here. Will not be a permanent fixture. Well, maybe it will be. Like, I might as well, right? They're figuring out that their aim is much better on mouse and keyboard than controller. I don't know if that's necessarily true, although I suppose we have just seen evidence to the contrary, possibly. Okay, I'm gonna put that in there so that it is hover pack time. Because I am absolutely certain there are going to be spiders in this cave. In fact, I am uniquely terrified that there will be an elite spider in this cave that spits poison and will jump at me, making this hover pack strat worthless. Just joined the stream to check on Truck Shannon, and I'm glad she's now got friends. Absolutely. She does a great job. Her and her sisters. Oh, come on. I don't like when the dust was kicked up like that. That scared me. I'm glad that Truck Chan has become a celebrity so much that people will come to my stream for her. Okay. Keep going. Oh, hey, there you are. What did I fucking say, huh? What did I say? Get dunked on, idiot. Absolutely fucking foibled. I think that's a word. I think I'm using it correctly. I hope so. That'd look really bad if I didn't. Ooh, this place looks interesting. Have I been here before? Is this the dog cave? This is the dog cave! Okay. Well, I guess I'll show off the dog cave while I'm here, then. Uh-oh. Come on. Nicely done. Yoink! This guy... Is this the dog cave? Is it? Oh, hey, buddy. Hi. Yeah, come here. It's okay. Dunked on? This is Dog Cave, right? No, wait, Dog Cave is over there. So this is a cool little cave system. Okay. I'm gonna have a fun time tearing this all down later because it's really ugly. Then again, I mean, I could just... I wouldn't like leaving it here. Maybe I need to build a blueprint for, like, a ceiling-mounted power pole that I could put throughout caves so that I can hover through them. Like this. That is a solution to a problem I don't even have. Okay. Interesting. I think that's where this little road ends here. Yep. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So that didn't really go anywhere. It's still a little cool little cave. Mantle that. I think I'm just going to take the path of least resistance and build the aluminum factory near weapons manufacturing, since that has coal, aluminum, and water all relatively close by. Then I'll ship it on down to get the aluminum casings that I need. Man, this new tech, delightful, I gotta say. It's very nice to be able to just go through caves and not have to, like, feather my hover pack. Okay. So, Off we go. Change this back to... I wonder if I can just click and drag. No. Aw, that'd be nice, though. That'd be convenient. Should I use this regular fuel? Oh, that's fine. Alright. I still really like the Tory Shine Gate. It's very nice. Oh yeah, I wanted to point out some of the, what is it? Some of the off-grid structures that I made. I haven't found the hidden gems yet, no. So, Boulder, this one, you may be able to tell. Or you might not be able to tell because there's not a lot of other stuff near it. This one is off-grid, I think. Yeah, this one's off-grid because all that is on-grid. Again, I don't know why I put so much effort into that factory because it... it's just never in use, ever. I mean, it kind of does exist just to satisfy one resource requirement that will never need to be filled again. So it's serving its purpose perfectly fine. This factory is also going to be really useful. And I went too far past where I was going for. This is all on-grid. Once I get Mark III miners, I'll be able to fully spin that factory up the way that I want to. And in we go. As we're flying over, I want to point out that that bridge there, that you can't see because it's all under all the pings. Photo mode, zoom, zoom, zoom. That one there, that's off-grid as well. Got a course correct here. I think that's really the extent of it, though. I might have some off-grid stuff over there. Not sure, though. Damn, this factory turned out nice. And then all of the highway is off-grid. Which means the only part of this factory that is actually on the grid is where all the machines and stuff are. Where to? Up here. Alright, so I do think that building the aluminum up here might be a bit of a problem, though, because we are going to have to... Yeah, we got radiation to deal with. Isn't fun. I don't like these things. These things fucking scare me. Mostly because they only really exist in this biome and in another really densely packed area that has a lot of spiders. I don't like these guys. I don't like them one bit. They scare me. They're yeah, they're completely harmless. They don't do anything. They move really fast. Never mind, he's out of my render distance. He's out of firing range. You know what to do. I don't know if I have the strength to do it. And also, I want to scout out my resources first. Oh, I don't even have to use that water over there. This is like the nice part of the Red Forest. Is that the bauxite there? Yep. So there's our bauxite. There's another coal node here, no? I scan for sulfur. Let's see. Sam. Coal. Third time's the charm. That's the only... Really? No, okay. I mean, that's inconveniently far. Well, hold on a minute. Oh! No, I'm building it over there. I'm building it over there for sure. Not only because there's the bauxite and the coal right next to each other, but also because I need to go over there anyway to get all those geothermal plants. Absolutely, we're going over there. We're going to be delivering this by drone anyway. So let's get the power connected. That's a good spot for it. So we'll place it there just for now, and then I'll make it look nice because I got distracted by a shiny. Sorry, hold on. We're gonna use the fun ones. Oh? Oh ho! I was expecting a slug. Hello, Mercer Sphere. Where were we? Drone? Yes. Drones. I plan on getting them produced. Soon. Which means I am going to have to figure out batteries and a whole lot of stuff before I can get Turbofuel delivered. Alternatively, I could make a train network and then deliver the casings over there and then add them to the belt, or to the bus, rather. Which would be a little complicated, but it's nothing I haven't done before. Real quick, you've lost your lease on life. So I'm here for a bankruptcy claim. I think that's how those phrases work. I hope so. Otherwise, I sound like a dumbass. I sound like a dumbass no matter what. Oh, hold on just 1 second there. Excuse me, sorry. One moment. Allow me to take cover. I just have to take my inhaler real quick. Sorry, excuse me. There we go. Like the champion using a full restore. Okay. Clear this out. Clear this out. And then we want foundation 4, snap to grid. You go there. Blueprints. Aesthetics. Power tower platform. This is the ghost of Cornelius Vanderbilt. You've turned your back on the art of railroads. I regret to inform you that you will be reincarnated as a water bear. I haven't turned my back on railroads. Alright? It's the railroads which have failed me. If railroads truly were the future for American industry, then Gerald Ford would not be the American icon that he is. I think that's the right Ford. That might be a president. I'm not sure. You understand what I'm saying. I'm American. I don't have to know my own history. None of it's good anyway. Well, except George Washington. George Washington was pretty cool. And Abraham Lincoln. Okay, maybe there are a couple good things. Was Ford one of the ones that died, like, almost immediately after taking office? Or was that just Garfield? He didn't get elected. Kind of looks like No Man. This area especially looks like No Man's Sky. Absolutely, yes. So that was all just to connect power from there. There. Where are we going? Why are these highlighted? Are they in range? They are. Interesting. I don't like that on this radar I can see that there's an elite biter, that green guy right between the big walking thing and the orange guy. Jelly is too much of a coward to go into the bamboo forest. I'd say that's a pretty accurate assessment of my character, yes. Oh, we're here already. Nice. Okay, good. So we will put this guy right about there, and I don't feel like cutting that down. So, bombs away! Perfect spot to put my power tower. I don't know why I make things so difficult for myself. You get more spread if you airburst the cluster. Alright, Dust Loop, thank you. Okay. And that. Doink. There. I heard a noise I didn't like. Oh, that's just you. Okay. I'm going to shoot you with a gun now. Such is the fate of all your brethren, should you not submit. Our guns are very inefficient. Holy shit, really? Why did the big guy die so fast? You, like, immune to bullets from the front? Die! There we go. There's more of you? Go away! Where are you getting the copper? Exactly. Truck Chan the Fourth will bring us the copper. Simple. Simple as. We just need to, you know, bring in copper from a nearby location. How will Truck Chan climb the massive wall? She'll find a way. She's resourceful. Actually, where do we need copper in that production line? Is it for the ingots? No, we combine the scrap with the silica. Aluminum. All-clad aluminum sheets. Okay, well, I mean, at that point... Yeah, I guess I'll have to... Well, let's bring the copper in. Somewhere. Why do you exist? Can I ask that? Why do you exist? Go away. You don't deserve to be here. For now... Power. Geothermal. One. Two. Three. And, oh! Oh no, there's uranium everywhere here. How do I deal with that? Can I mine that up once I have a radiation suit? Is that something I can do? Mine it and flush it? That's about what I expected, yeah. Okay. Is this water even deep enough to extract from? I don't think it's going to be. That's bad. That's a little rough. That water deep enough to extract from? No. Okay, well, we might run into some logistical problems here then. Because none of this water is actually deep enough to use. That's rough. There's water further north? Okay, I can use that then. Alright. We'll pipe it in from over there then. Our storage platform. Go. There. Perfect. Alright, hold on. Get me back up in the sky. You go there. 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 And there. Perfect! Now we've got all 3 pure geothermal plants added to the grid. So when those are at max capacity, that's a cool 1,800 megawatts. Can I mine this without a rad suit? I don't want to make a rad suit just to deal with it. Okay, yeah, no, okay. Don't worry, it's fine. It's fine. We're dying on purpose. We got this. Where is it? Interesting. Oh, well, if it kept it on me, I would probably die instantly when I respawned, so... It probably just dropped it in a crate, if that's the case. Alright, then can I make a radiation suit with filters? Right now. I suppose I'll need it. Hazmat suit. I need... I don't want fabric. Do I have my cilia that I can use for fabric? I don't want to go and make... I have filters. That infused filter. Okay, here's what we'll do. Gonna make a couple more gas filters. And then we'll turn some of them into iodine infused filters. Do not add geothermal to my grid. I hate seeing that gray line not be flat, but I mean, yeah, but it's free power. You know? You don't even have to work for it. Like, you know, that's like... That's good. So long as you have power storage, you can definitely make up for the fluctuations if they even matter at all. Coupons.
Parts purchase confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus fix-it stock value.
Oh no. Anyway. Hazmat suit. I genuinely spent like 20 hours on nuclear instead. I mean, by the time you have nuclear power established, I do imagine that all the geothermal plants around the level around the map are kind of redundant, but you know. Hazmat suit, baby. We made it. We've hit the big leagues. Looking cool, Jelly. Okay, so I'm not seeing any visual change. And then that one... Put in here. Alright, let's go clear out that uranium. That'll be much easier. I'm fully decked out. I got all my slots filled. Looking good, feeling good. see. And once we fill out that uranium, that will probably be right before stream goes live. Should be good to go. Should be good to go. I went clear over it. No, I didn't. I am right over it right now. Parachute. All my momentum. Again, even the parachute stays useful. Alrighty. Taylor. I'm gonna pin that one. I might need it more often. Up. Pop back that. Put it back in the depot. And let's get it all clean. You gotta get out of here, man. There's radiation everywhere. Don't do that. Oh my god, this is a lot. Please break. There we go. Are you dying of radiation poisoning right now? And then did it make a death crate? Or... Please go away. I don't like you. Please go away. I'm sorry. Your presence disturbed me. Please don't flail around now that you're dead. When I first played this game, I got to the last phase, last milestone, with just coal and water. Lots and lots of coal and water. The spirit of the Industrial Revolution lives on! God save the Queen! Okay, now that we've done that, get back to base. So I can flush it all. I'm just gonna take more than one go. What if I put it in a dimensional depot? That sounds like it would go poorly. I should probably move fast, considering I'm running out of iodine filters. I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna make it in time. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm not gonna make it in time. It's not even worth it. Okay. Then should I... What happens if I just die then? Will it leave a death crate? Because it won't keep the uranium on me. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Why didn't it keep the other uranium on me? Can only flush it one at a time? One at a time! Okay. Well. If that's the case, then... Hold on, unless... Yeah, okay, it makes a death crate. And I assume that emits radiation? Yeah, okay. Alright. Yeah, if you flush things down the toilet, then they are permanently deleted. Should throw your batteries into the ocean? Only if they're for cars. My cars are coal-powered. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Don't tell the slugs. This is the secret of Slakenjima. Alright? I need to make more iodine filters or I'm gonna die. Okay. 10 of them. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. Alright. Looking at this, I should probably start mass producing these. Howdy, Gordo. Welcome, welcome. The fishes are not going to be fine. Listen, it's... Haven't you seen The Simpsons? Everything's gonna be just... It's just gonna be alright. Okay. Uh-oh. I may have placed that in a spot that we can't get to. Unless... Hold on. Big enough drop. Come on! Joe's live? Alright, hold on. We'll dump this uranium and then we'll go to it. Oh, come on! I can't even... Oh, I hate it here. Okay. Alright, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Let me just... drop it for now. It's a cool bush. It's a cool bush. Damn you, Uther! Stopping me from dumping my radioactive waste offshore. I'll never forgive you for this. Alrighty. Raid Joe. I feel like... as far as emotes, I'd say if you have it, go for the raid messages. Green witches hidden uranium. Yes, absolutely yes. Green witches hidden uranium. Alrighty, have a good one, folks. Until next time, see ya.